Hello and welcome everyone to episode 8 of Wednesdays at Noon, and thank you so much for joining us. It's so crazy to think now that we're already up to episode 8, and thank you to everyone who continuously keeps tuning in with us and using your lunch time in quarantine to join us. We love you and we appreciate your support. Thank you to everyone. We're super excited for this week's episode. We'll have Caroline Naif, the me of Briella and me, joining us. And there she is. Hi, Caroline.
Hi, how is everybody?
We're so excited to have you. Thank you so much for doing this with us. Before we actually start to get into the questions and everything else that we have planned, I just want to take this time to thank frontline workers, and that's everyone, whether you wear a uniform or not. We love you, we respect you, we thank you for being on the front lines and being essential and allowing us to be able to be home and safe. So thank you to everyone. I sometimes, from week to week, miss a lot of titles, so I'm not going to list a bunch of essential workers just to avoid that. But again, we love you guys and we respect you guys, and thank you so much. So I also want to take this time to let you guys know that there is a 20-second lag between when you send a comment and when we see it, but we do encourage you to take advantage of that feature. Please do comment, talk to us. We want to hear from you. We want to answer your questions. Caroline will be answering some questions throughout or towards the end, and we'll have them up on the screen so that she can see them and read them and answer them and talk to you guys, which she already does so much on her Instagram. And yeah, we're so excited. So without further ado, we can go right into it. Caroline, who are you and what do you do for people who may not know?
So hi everyone, thanks for joining in, and just following with what you said, Shanique, thank you to all the frontline workers and everybody who's just, working hard and helping to keep us safe, and, we love you and God bless you guys. So my name's Caroline. I have a beautiful daughter named Briella. She is 5 years old and was diagnosed with spastic diplegia cerebral palsy at 21 months old. She was born 6 weeks early premature. So we do believe a lot of the prematurity is what has caused, Briella to develop cerebral palsy. We have been on quite an adventure over the last 5 years, as me being a first-time mom and now as a special needs mom, and, just kind of figuring out this whole new world of, normal and just how to, survive and thrive. And making Briella, as comfortable as she can be, in this world where she might face some challenges, motor-wise, getting around. So cerebral palsy, just for people who don't know, is a motor condition affecting 17 million people worldwide. You're born with cerebral palsy. Not two cases are alike, so every case of cerebral palsy is absolutely different. And after getting Briella's diagnosis at 21 months old, I kind of was lost, for about 6 months, and I didn't know, it was a lot to process, a lot to take in, and I didn't have any guidance, and I didn't have a community or real support system of other families and moms and dads and caregivers who, was going through what we were going through, having a child with CP, and just there's so many questions, that arise from that. And we started Briella and Me Instagram and Facebook pages. And I fell in love with the social media community and connecting with other moms and families who are going through, the same things we were going through. Really just has helped save me, from my anxiety of just now becoming this mom, and how can I best, create an environment for Briella to where she can thrive and have a successful life. And social media has just, saved me on that. And I've learned a lot from social media, connecting with others. almost 2 years ago, she had a surgery called selective dorsal rhizotomy. And because of the surgery, it has taken away a lot of that spasticity caused from CP. And we have just been sharing her journey in the last 2 years, really going over a lot of therapy stuff that we do at home and in office, and through our page, helping to just spread awareness, advocacy, and to inspire others, worldwide to just keep going, not give up, and just really provide information for, other parents and families who are going through the same thing.
I love that. Actually, before we go to the next question, I just want to take this time to say I'm always super inspired by you and Briella, because for the people out there who may not know, I actually have cerebral palsy. I'm now 29 years old, so it's been a long time since I was Briella's age. But during the time that I was 5 years old, and actually my mom's watching, hi mom, we actually didn't have this option to turn to social media for support. And I'm so glad that you do now have that option, because we are able to connect, you and I, and we now have built a relationship where I talk to you on a regular basis, and I'm proud to say that. So that's really awesome. You guys inspire me all the time. So yeah, thank you so much for choosing to take this path and empower Briella and encourage her all the time, because people like me need it. And I think that we bring encouragement to each other. Me as a person who lives with CP, and you as a mom of a beautiful daughter with CP. So yeah, thank you. Anyway,
you're welcome.
For the next question, how do you keep so positive?
I feel like, after getting her diagnosis, we just can't focus on any negativity. We just have to throw negativity out of the window and just take those, daily challenges just one day at a time, and just stay focused, stay positive, have gratitude, write down, what you're thankful for every day. But positivity goes a lot, with just kindness, and the more kind you can be to people, to spread hope and inspiration, helps also spread positivity, throughout the world. So I think, just something as simple as, us sharing our story and helping to inspire others and keeping positive is going to help motivate somebody else who's, struggling or down, and they don't know, where to go and where to turn. And I think that's what a lot of our page is, about, is just sharing the positivity, with Briella, with her diagnosis with cerebral palsy. I think so many of us just, we're now we're in a slower pace of life. But before, in our faster pace of life, it's just, we didn't have that time to really just focus on each other, and just build each other up and staying positive, and, sending your friends, a message and, hey, we're thinking of you, do you need anything? And really that just helps so much with spreading positivity and being kind. And
absolutely. I actually have a follow-up question for that. So I find that sometimes it's hard to stay super positive through everything. Personally, from what I've gone through with CP, I've had one surgery, and sometimes I just can't. I can't keep positive. So do you find sometimes that you struggle with, what to kind of show? I know sometimes you do choose to not always omit, some not so easy things that happen in you and Briella's life. So how do you kind of choose that?
I think it's important, to just be transparent as a parent. And, really, a lot of the stuff we show is all the positive stuff, and what she's doing along in her journey. But there's a lot of, ups and downs, with life, and or, as she goes along in her journey with cerebral palsy. And there's a lot of things that, she'll be 6 this year, and getting her ready for kindergarten, there's still a lot of those, fears and unknowns and anxiety. And we just have to just, I keep going and just stay as positive as we can, and, just help, support each other, and have that community of moms and parents that can reach out and just keep you positive, keep you going along. And, sending those messages of positivity is just, so crucial to just being inspired and to keep going, during this time. And we're all going through a lot, and it's a whole new adjustment now. And I think really just connecting with others helps us make us feel better in talking out, how you feel and things like that. So definitely get connected, to stay positive and stay motivated. And
okay, well, the next question is, how did you get started with home therapy?
Well, so Briella started doing physical therapy around 11 months. So we would be going into the office, once or a couple of times a week. And really, for therapy to be effective, from what we're learning, once or twice a week isn't enough in office. And now with quarantine happening, us, moms and dads have to be a teacher, a physical therapist, occupational therapist, speech therapist. We have to now put on.
Parents, by the way, I'm just going to take that time to say that. Any parents who are watching, thank you guys, and shout out to you guys because you're awesome now and all the time.
Yeah, I'm like, and it's just kind of now learning this new role of how are we incorporating therapy at home into our daily lives and routine. And basically, just getting started with home therapy, we've built up our therapy gym throughout the years. But there's a lot of things, if you're stuck now in quarantine and you can't get out, there's different exercises and activities that you can do to still, have movement and, keep moving and staying positive, and, doing dance parties or practicing yoga. So, those are great things. And just, connecting with your teachers and your therapists right now is super important too, because they're going to help guide you on, your home exercise program and give you some goals to work on with your child while you're at home and, on break from your therapies right now. So
that's actually a great segue into our next question. How do you identify new therapies to try?
So, once we started Briella's page, I was like, okay, I have to know everything about cerebral palsy. And I've connected with a lot of moms on, Facebook and Instagram, and have done just a lot, hours and hours and hours of research and going over, what are there therapy options out there for kids with CP or motor disabilities. And a lot of that too is just, connecting with those other moms and seeing, what they're doing with their kids, and learning what exercises that they're doing and having fun with. A lot of therapy centers too are also offering telehealth sessions right now. So doing online video sessions, which is great. But honestly, a lot of it has just been social, just Googling through social media and connecting in those, cerebral palsy Facebook groups. And just learning a lot from there, which is a lot of, great information. And our page, your guys' page as well at PunkinFutz, we've been sharing a lot of, stuff right now to help, keep you motivated and inspired. So.
Yes, we try, but you do an awesome job. Like, I see all of the ways that you get creative, and that's why we thought it was great to have you here, because I think it's awesome. And I can also speak, for my own experience and for my mom. Like, it was really hard to get me to commit to do at-home therapy, and she will probably chime in at any point. Like, at some point, she told me, like, listen, now at this point, I have to kind of force you to do it, like do stretches and things like that. Like, how do you, it seems that you've gotten a real grip on getting Briella excited for things that are really hard, like therapy. Like, it was really hard for me. So do you find that that it's hard for you as a parent to kind of make that choice and like, hey, you don't really have a choice, you have to do this? Like,
so I think what a lot of parents might be struggling with too, during this time is, how do I fit in therapy, or how do I do therapy, and incorporate it? So what I always do with Briella, like, I don't even bring up therapy throughout the day. I kind of turn in our daily play and our daily routines into therapy. So we make it adaptive and we make it fun. So I'm just going to show one of those example here. This is on our Instagram page, but this is a super fun, easy way to practice, some fine motor skills. So I have Play-Doh, and then I have spaghetti noodles, and then some Cheerios, and my little caterpillar, and my caterpillar is hungry. So we got to feed the caterpillar. So Briella will use her pincher grasp and put the Cheerios onto the spaghetti noodle and practice, pincher grasping and feeding her caterpillar. So there's a lot of, we always just make it fun, and a lot of it's just like make it fun, make it an adventure, don't make it work. You know what I'm saying? If you need to listen to music while you're doing your stretches or, watching your favorite show, that helps too on the iPad. We did another fun activity where you can make your own Play-Doh from home. So that's a great way to, kind of practice those life skills of making home Play-Doh and measuring and mixing. And that's a lot of fun and is great for hand strengthening. You can put
and actually
gems and stuff in it.
Yeah, those are awesome. And on the subject of that, what equipment do you recommend at home, like in terms of therapy related?
Yeah, so if you have a yoga mat or a tumbling mat is a great way to kind of get started, to do your stretches and, kind of just, wake up in the morning, do your stretches, start your day off, and then some other things. We have a therapy bike for Briella, so we get Briella outside as much as we can on her therapy bike, which is a great way to get fresh air and to use her leg muscles and her core muscles. When we go on our bike rides, we always say go on an adventure, and we go to the pond and see all the new baby duckies down at the ponds. If you have just a lot of simple things, use what you have at home. We have a peanut ball, so you can do exercises on the peanut ball or a yoga ball, and we've shared some of those on our Instagram and Facebook pages too. But being able to sit on the ball, you can practice, tummy time or 4-point crawling, sitting on the ball and reaching. So one of the activities we did where she was sitting on the ball, sitting up straight, so she's activating her spine and her core, and I had play food on her left side of her, and then her little friend here on the right side, and she had to stabilize sitting on the peanut ball and reaching from left to feed her little toy friend over here on the right. So that was a great activity for working on reaching and stability and crossing midline in between.
Love that.
These sensory bins. This is on our page too. So this is rainbow rice, which is another great activity to do.
We actually just did a recess with a sensory bin, so that's cool to see that you are also using those. Someone just asked, what activities does Briella like most? That's a really good question.
Oh my gosh. She loves riding her bike. We do a lot of activities where I have her doing walking. So kind of what we've been doing is just, based on your goals, your child's goals. So we've been doing a lot of walking, independent walking training exercises. And again, we always make it fun and make it a game. So I'll have either her ponies or her turtles, and she's got to go pick up her ponies or her turtles. She's been picking up little eggs and going on egg hunts. Little scavenger hunts. So we make it fun, you guys. Therapy can just, don't overthink it. Use what you have at home to make it fun. If you don't have a peanut ball, sit on a bunch of pillows and you can practice, the same thing of, reaching and grabbing. Stickers. If you have stickers at home, that's another great way to practice tall kneeling or half kneeling, or even just sitting and reaching up and putting stickers, onto a wall or a mirror. Shaving cream. A lot of people, typically have shaving cream in their house. You can put shaving cream on a window or on a mirror, and you can do messy shaving cream play. There's so many fun activities. Sidewalk chalk is another great one, where you can do little scavenger hunts with sidewalk chalk or little obstacle.
I remember I used to play with sidewalk chalk, and it used to be such a challenge to stand up and stand up straight and bend over to write on the sidewalk. And with my PP, I struggled with that for a long time, but eventually I got it. So yeah, that's a good one for me. It's super creative. Someone just asked, Caroline, did you have any training in this before becoming a parent of a child with CP? How did you learn all of this?
No, so that's actually a lot of people ask me that all the time. They're like, you have to be like a physical therapist or occupational therapist. No, a lot of it was just, all of the therapy sessions that I attended with Briella in office, learning from, her therapist and just kind of taking notes and seeing what they were doing and what skills that they were working on with her, and, having them create that home exercise program. So then we were able to follow that program here at home and, adapt it to any way that we need. And now that the weather's starting to get nice outside and we can get outside and get fresh air and do, physical therapy activities, I encourage you to do that if you can, if it's safe to do so. But a lot of it was just, learning from going to the therapy centers, and or following some great, accounts like you guys and other therapy accounts that have kind of sparked inspiration for ideas for me. And then I'll kind of put my little spin on it of, toys that Briella would like to use.
What are some of your favorites, actually? Speaking of that, what are some of your favorite accounts to follow?
Oh my gosh. So Smile Therapy for Kids, they've been posting a lot of great activities, how to make your own homemade chalk and your own Play-Doh, moon sand. And they've been showing a lot of different activities, for kids to do, all the way from when they're babies up into, their teens, and different things that your child can work on. And they've been posting different exercises or fun things for kids to do every day. And oh my gosh, they've been incredible. Briella got to do a week at Smile Therapy. They're actually based in Toronto, Canada, and they are so incredible. They have a ton of information on their page and their website. So if you need therapy ideas, check them out for sure.
Okay. And our next question would be, you've been really creative at funding Briella's needs. Can you speak to the way you've built your brand? Or you and Briella's brand?
Yeah. So after Briella had her SDR surgery, we knew therapy was crucial for after surgery. So insurance, typically doesn't cover a lot of, those extra things, starting up our home therapy gym, here at home, of extra equipment that she needed, or being able to do some of these intensive therapies that we had, where insurance, we've already maxed out for our therapy and insurance. So we started a GoFundMe page to help, cover some of those costs, and to just keep her, active and as motivated as we can, because as special needs parents, I'm only working part-time, my husband's full-time, and, we struggle with funding, and it's great to be able to share her story and inspire others, and, help her keep progressing and moving, which is great. And really, through social media, we've just built her brand. I mean, oh my gosh, I can't believe I started her page, I think almost 3 years ago now, and we're up to 17,000 followers, and it's thank you guys so much. But oh my gosh, I know we're doing the right thing by just sharing her story, and sharing inspiration, and sharing all about advocacy and inclusion, and showing, just what really is possible. And because of that, she's got to do so many amazing opportunities. It's really opened a door for her, and for, people with special needs and disabilities. And she's got to model for Kohl's. She was a part of their new adaptive clothing line launch last year, and we got to go to Milwaukee.
We remember that. We were so excited about it. You have no idea. When we saw and you posted those photos, we were like over the moon excited. Like, we couldn't believe it. We were like, oh my God, like, she's a superstar. It was amazing.
Huge. And I think that's, really just kind of where we're going, is just, opening these doors for, for our children, and kind of just building that brand and that community, and just showing what, what's possible, really possible. These kids are amazing, and they can do amazing, amazing things. And it's been awesome.
Someone just asked a question. Caroline, how do you find time and space to take care of yourself? That's really, really important.
That is good, and I need to work on that because it's been. I mean, now we have more time, so
You've admitted it, so that's a great thing. That's a great thing.
yeah, it's hard, when working part-time, and then, when Briella was in school and going to therapy, it's just constant, go, 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 go. And a lot of time, I don't have much downtime to myself. It's either, early in the morning before Briella wakes up, or after she goes to sleep, and trying to just, fit in, gosh, if you can, 15, 30 minutes, a day for yourself to just go take a walk or go run or work out. Ask for help. If you need an hour break, have your mother-in-law or somebody come over, so you can take care of yourself and focus on you. And that's really important too, as a special needs mom. Yeah. I think we're always like going. And when do we do us, and I think that's important. I for sure need to work on that better. Now that it's starting to get nice outside, I told myself, I'm like, I have to start running. I need to start, getting just more active, because I've just been so focused on Briella that I need to also take that time and focus a little bit on me.
I'm going to take this time also to say to anybody out there who needs it, I'm not a parent, but I will say, like, to give your kids the best of yourself, you need to do for yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. So I think that that's really important to say to parents out there who might be struggling right now, especially during this quarantine and with everything that's happening every day and having to be on 24/7 with everything COVID related and kids being home. It's important not to pour from an empty cup. Take that time for your children to worry about yourself for a moment. And I think that's a great question. Our next question would be, how are things different at this time? How do you deal with emotional stress? We just kind of touched on it, but you can continue.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the most important thing right now is to, this is now that we have a lot of this downtime, is to actually, really just start focusing on ourselves, our goals. So my goals, Briella's goals, our family goals, my husband's goals, and, have like an inspiration board, write them on, your fridge or a chalkboard, a dry erase board, somewhere where you'll see your goals and your schedule every single day. And I think right now it's been so hard for kids because there is kind of, no schedule per se, school just, whenever they're doing school sessions and, whenever we can fit in therapy sessions at home. But I think it's important. Our kids need, routines, and they need somewhat of a schedule, but also, schedule time in for yourself and to reflect or to start, meditating or doing yoga or going for a walk or a run, by yourself. So you really can just, have, that extra motivation and time for yourself to help your child or, help your family. And I think that's really, really important, during this time.
What's a normal day like for Caroline and Briella and your husband? What does that look like for you guys?
Like what we do every day, kind of like our schedule. I
mean, like during quarantine, like with her being home all the time. And
so a lot of it we've just been working on, now that we have more free time and not so rushed to get from point A to point B, we've been working on a lot of like life skill stuff. And I think that's important. So in the morning, I'll have Briella crack her eggs and make her own, stir them up and make her own scrambled eggs. In the morning, we've been working on dressing. So someone with cerebral palsy, and some motor disability, it's hard, she's still working on being able to put a shirt on or help pull her pants on. And I think now that we can kind of slow down, we have the time to do it, we can focus on some more of those just basic life skills of, cooking and, she's helping me fold laundry and dressing and, things like that. So
love that.
Yeah.
Just ask, you see it. Is Briella attending therapy currently? How will you decide when it is safe to return?
So, oh my gosh. So I had her all set up for her PT, OT, speech therapies. We had a week set up for her to go to Smile Therapy for Kids in Toronto. I pretty much had all of March to pretty much end of June scheduled. And then lockdown happened, and oh my God, you guys, I cried. I was devastated. But, you know, obviously we have to be safe and be smart about everything that's going on. And right now, we've just been focusing a lot of therapy at home and just trying to stay positive. We've been connecting with all of her therapists and all of her teachers who's been kind of giving us guidelines and goals to stay focused on and to work on. We were told that we're not allowed to return to therapy until about July. And I guess every state and therapy centers are a little bit different. So again, it's heartening. So it's like, I know she thrives so much in therapy, and you know, they have more equipment and stuff at the therapy centers than we do here, but we just gotta, you know, I think the biggest thing is just to stay connected with your teachers and your therapists, to stay motivated, and just stay safe. And I don't know how therapy is gonna look when we go back. If I'm sure we're all gonna be wearing masks and, you know, things like that, and we're just trying to play it safe as
speed
possible.
and all of that. Yep. I'm gonna circle back to great, Robin. Thank you so much for that positivity, Caroline. That is for you. I'm gonna circle back to this question. What is the biggest challenge with building your own brand for you, Caroline?
I mean, this has taken over 3 years that we've, you know, kind of just grown her page and, you know, our brand. And I'm excited to say that we have launched her Briella's YouTube channel. So, you know, having another social media thing, and then also we are launching Briella.com. To help just, you know, share her story and her, you know, her inspiration, and have really just one place for people who want to learn all about CP, and have, you know, awareness and be inspired. Come to our page and check out, you know, what we do and the brands that we've worked with, and, you know, just little, I mean, you don't have to start off like crazy. I mean, we literally just started with the Instagram and Facebook page, and, you know, now we've grown to, you know, her website, which is going to be launching this week.
I'm so excited. For anyone who may not know, actually, Briella and Caroline did not have a website before this. So this is like super big and maybe an exclusive. I'm not sure if you've told anyone.
No.
So we're super excited that you chose to share that information with us. Thank you so much. Will you be offering products on your website?
We're going to be sharing a lot. I don't know yet, but we're going to be sharing a lot of like a lot of the brands that we've worked with and a lot of the products that we love to use. So PunkinFutz, we love you guys. Briella, we use a couple of PunkinFutz products, and we're so thankful. So you guys gave us a coupon code, which is Briella, and that will be on our website. To use the coupon code, it'll go right to PunkinFutz, and you can shop from their website. So that was super exciting to be able to share. And
yeah. Amazing. Actually, I'm wondering, as a follow-up question for just my own, just because I'm like Briella's biggest fan, I'm wondering, like, how is she taking all of this? Like, does she understand what's happening? How are you explaining it to her? How are you talking to her?
It's been hard. I've kind of, you know, told her that they're kind of basically said, you know, there's a virus going around. We need to, you know, practice extra measures of, you know, wearing our mask when we go out and washing our hands and being just, you know, as safe as we can. And, you know, I kind of just say, unfortunately, we can't go play with our friends today. You know, we can't go to the grocery store. I can't take her to the grocery store, and, you know, school will return in, you know, in the fall. And it's been a struggle, but I feel like she's been handling it well. And I don't know if she really fully understands what's been going on. But with that, I've just been kind of just, you know, keeping her as busy as possible here at home, and, you know, creating that school environment, and, you know, doing that therapy environment, and just keeping her busy. But she's missing her friends and her teachers, and and her therapist, and it's been hard, but I think with being able, now that we have all this technology and video, can video chat and do lives like this, I mean, it's great for them to, say hi and check in and follow up and still have that therapy and that learning happening. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a struggle some days.
I'm sure.
It has.
As it has for everyone. I think other parents need to hear that too, because sometimes, like, that kind of gives you some encouragement to know that you're not alone. Like, oh, Caroline, like, it seems like you have it all together all the time, but it's hard for you guys as well. And I think that that's so important to shine a light on that. Yeah. Does Briella use any language production technology?
Yeah, so Briella does have an iPad tablet that has it's a Tobii Dynavox iPad tablet for AAC. So it helps her to communicate when she's at school.
What's AAC?
Augmentative adaptive communication. I think I said that right. But so there's different ones. There's eye gaze ones, and then there's tablet ones, and it's just basically like words and in categories, and she can help communicate to others through her tablet. And I'm not gonna lie, we haven't been using that much because Briella has been talking so much more. So we've been actually just wanting her to, use her voice and have her practice her speech and using her words. And when she goes to school in kindergarten in the fall, she will have her tablet, because there are some words too that's hard to understand. So if I'm not sure, what she's saying, I can have her point out, on the tablet and, still work with her her on that. But
I could give her a virtual hug. I'm so proud of her. Like, to see
I know
grow.
It's crazy. I didn't know Briella was going to start talking, and they say the more physical therapy you do with kids, pathways in the brain realign, and speech just kind of now starts to happen. So she does have a speech condition called dysarthria, and it's basically a slurred speech. So we're doing a lot of focus on getting her to kind of like close up her jaw, because her jaw is really open when she talks. So we're doing a new prompt, PROMPT, speech therapy, and they do a lot of helping to support the jaw and helping to get the tongue in the right places to make those T sounds and S sounds, and get the words a little bit more clearer. So that's kind of what we've been working on too at home, which has been awesome.
I love that. So we are actually almost coming up to the end of our chat, which is so crazy. Like, I missed that question, I think. Are there any advocacy groups that you follow or like particularly?
There is quite a few Facebook groups, cerebral palsy Facebook groups. I don't know like the names specifically, but if you just type in when you're on Facebook, cerebral palsy support or cerebral palsy advocacy. I think one of them is cerebral palsy Parents and Caregivers group. There's just been a lot of great information in those groups about CP awareness and what kind of shoes are great to buy for AFO braces, or what therapies are great to try, what different surgeries or procedures or different equipment out there for your kids, and that's a great way to get involved in that community on those Facebook groups, to learn about like all of these new things that are up and coming. Definitely checking out your CPF is another great account for
Foundation. Love that.
Yeah, for a lot of inspiration and up-to-date news and stuff about cerebral palsy in the community, and kind of what's going on. And that's like what's really important is I've done hours and hours and hours of research, but being able to be connected into those social media groups, and on those those websites that give you a lot of this great information is amazing for for helping your child and sharing all these great things with others who are going through the same thing that you are. So yeah.
So before we wrap, is there anything anything that you would like to share with the audience, anything that you would like to say as closing remarks?
Yeah, I think our biggest motto is just to never give up, keep going. I mean, there's, take it one day at a time. We're going to have hard days. We're going to have great days. But I just stay positive and just never give up and connect with others, like I said, who are going through the same thing that you're going through, because having that community really is just kind of what has gotten me, through everything. And if you're ever down, reach out to your friends, reach out to us at, Briella and me and you guys at PunkinFutz for some great, therapy ideas. And,
yeah, just for even a listening ear. I am usually the one that's handling PunkinFutz account. So anybody out there who wants to talk, who needs a listening ear, I'm like a great listener. I love to listen to people's stories, and I'm really passionate about storytelling and just our company in general, and also you guys. Like, we spend a lot of time talking, so if anybody out there needs someone to talk to, reach out to us. Our Instagram is at PunkinFutz. Caroline's Instagram with Briella is Briella and me. Your Facebook is Briella plus me, right?
Plus me, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And also, I didn't get a chance to say this in the beginning, but this episode will be ASL interpreted, as is all of our episodes. So if you would like to see this and you need that accommodation, it will be interpreted in ASL within 48 to 72 hours and posted to our Facebook page. We're super excited about that. Yeah, check out briellaandme.com, which is launching this week, Caroline?
Yeah, this week I'm getting my first blog post written. I got halfway done with it tonight, so I will share a big announcement when it's up and going this week. But I am so excited to share that with you guys as another resource for anyone out there. And don't forget to use our code Briella for any amazing products that PunkinFutz has. You guys will love their stuff.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate that. And I think that we might be, Friday. Friday, we will have a really fun, really interesting recess with PunkinFutz making music with Mr. B. You guys don't want to miss this one. It's super fun. It's super, I think, quick. We make those 30 minutes. So for any parents out there who need a quick 30 minutes, bring your kids to have fun with us and Rebecca. She's awesome. I don't host that one, but Rebecca does, and she's the kiddo of our group. So yeah, don't miss that one, and you'll have a chance to win something. I think this week we are giving away a pumpkin pie, which is a bag that PunkinFutz creates, and you can put it on wheelchair wheels or scooters or a bike or anything that moves, anything you can put it on. And yeah, don't miss that Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, we're so excited. Thank you, Caroline, so much for doing this with us. It meant a lot to me personally, just be with Briella being a fellow CP warrior, and just you always being super empowering and encouraging for her and all the other CP and disability moms out there who might need some hope and some positivity. You are, I think, awesome at providing that. Sometimes words fail me for the way that I can describe some relationships that I've formed through PunkinFutz with moms and experts and just people out there. And I really just appreciate it, not only as just a human being, but specifically as a person who does have a disability diagnosis. I don't let it define me, but yeah, just thank you for everything. And
you're so welcome. Thank you. That was so sweet. I mean, we love coming on and talking with you guys and just helping to, spread awareness for our CP warriors. And we really appreciate this opportunity to kind of just share a little bit about, everything. And thank you so much. so nice working with you guys at PunkinFutz and, creating that relationship. And if we ever get to come to New York, we're coming by to say hi.
Yes, I love that. Thank you again so much. And we've reached the end of our talk. So thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. And don't forget to tune in on Friday. Okay, bye.
Bye.